I spent 2 days in Portland, and I'm glad I did because Portland is a pretty large city, and there was a lot to see. Walking out the door, I saw a sign that said "Reclaiming the Heart of Downtown," and I was not sure what that meant because the adjacent window was boarded. There were windows boarded on almost all the buildings, and many of the boards had gray paint covering a portion of the boards where the owners painted over slogans and pictures drawn by the protesters. There appeared to be at least 2 separate efforts, one with black paint and then one with a gray color paint. The color was uniform throughout the city, so there had to be a concentrated effort to cover up whatever it is that was put on those boards. It must have become apparent to someone with the ability to do something citywide to suppress the communication and message. Some of the businesses remained open while boarded. Target, Rite Aid, and some of the other stores were open, but the inventory was depleted and the stores seemed like they were an emergency distribution center. Doors, in many cases, were pieces of plywood with a handle. Many of the storefronts were for rent, delineating them from the others that were just boarded, which indicates not everyone was waiting this out. These storefronts had professional real estate for lease signs. There were a few buildings that did not look impacted, but most were large institutions. Most of the entertainment venues were closed. Public sculpture around the city was plentiful. 1 or 2 pieces were covered, and a couple had been spray painted with a message or two, but for the most part they were intact. Signs of opulent wealth mixing with the boarded buildings accentuated the contrast in class and wealth. There were many amenities in the downtown, and they were functioning regularly as passive recreation and enjoyment areas. Some public transit was running, but with reduced stops. The outdoor dining was a little unorganized and not in Center City, but there were a few in the Pearl District. Thank you for visiting my site, Last Days of Lockdown 2021. Over 80 videos showing conditions at the end of the 2021 lockdown, which I have chronicled for posterity.